Welcome in, my beautiful friends. Sarah and Grimly here from Whispers from the Hidden Realm. We're super excited to have you here with us today. We do have a reading to share with you, and the message is coming from the Circle of Life Tarot cards. All right, so without further ado, Grimly and I are going to go ahead and shuffle these cards and see what message is coming through for you today. So Grimly's going to be over here in the background supporting us as always, and he'll be back on camera before the end of the reading. So, remember this reading is a collective reading, so it's not an individualized reading, so take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. Don't try to force it to fit you, because you're going to get out of the message what you need to get out of the message. Okay, and if you like our content, please feel free to like and subscribe. And I also would like for you to connect with the cards that come up today, because these cards have a message for each one of you, and it's more than what Grimly and I share with you. There's always more to the cards than what meets the eye. So we have one more card that I'm waiting to come out here. Sorry, just another moment, shuffling one more time here. Okay, what is it that the collective needs to hear? Okay, perfect. All right, my friends. So, I'm sorry, I did not show the deck. This is the deck that I was shuffling. All right. So, we have three cards that have come forward for us today. The very first one is the Three of Swords. And I do leave these cards on screen for you to take a moment to look at and see if you can get a message out of this. Okay, so Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles, so again, as you're looking at this, connect with the emotions, the colors, the symbols, and see how it all speaks to you, because it all has a specific meaning for you. All right. As well as the numbers are significant. So the number so far is 3, 5, and the number 2 of Swords is coming forward as well. So again, just take your time to connect with these cards. And don't overthink it. Feel what these cards are telling you. Feel what emotions are coming through. Feel the feelings coming through these cards, because they definitely speak volumes. As well as pay attention to the small details, the colors, the animals, the symbolism that's in each one of these cards. All right, my friends, so let me just sit with this for just a quick moment, because I feel like there is a lot that you guys have been going through. There has been a lot of internal conflict, okay? I feel like you've been battling yourself with not feeling adequate, not feeling loved, not feeling smart, not feeling like you're adding, but that you're detracting from your environments, whether it be work, your own job that you're trying to do, whatever this is. There's a lot of negativity that's coming through. You can see these three creatures are all pointing swords towards each other. They're not getting along. They're not creating together. They're conflicting with each other. So I feel like this is your energy. This is the way that you present yourself in the world. This is the way that you talk to yourself internally. This is the way that you talk to certain people in your network, like religious people or family or friends. I feel like you are a different person in each environment. And my friend, you're not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to be able to walk in your true authentic self and allow your true authentic self to shine through, regardless of what environment you're in, of who you're around. Because when you have this conflict and you don't allow yourself to be true, authentic to yourself, you're putting yourself in a small box that you don't belong in. Okay? It also makes it hard for you to manifest and obtain what it is that you are asking for. I feel like the collective as a whole has a specific goal in mind, has been having feelings like, oh, it's just right there. You know, why hasn't it come to reality yet? Whether that be money or good health or good relationship or good job, whatever this is for you, you're carrying way too much conflict, way too much internal conflict. You're not speaking nice to yourself. You're not giving yourself the love that you need. You're not speaking your truth, which is causing you to feel like you're constantly battling yourself. Well, my friend, I am being told to encourage you to sit back, go into silence, and reflect on what it is that you're wanting to accomplish and why. And then clean out this noise, clean out this internal argument, because that is not the state that you're supposed to be walking in. I also feel like, that this may apply to an entrepreneur. Maybe you have done everything that you can to get your business off the ground and you have hit every roadblock possible. And you're about ready to say, forget it. What is the point? And the reason why I'm picking this up is because the 5 of Pentacles is a lot of hard work. You've been putting in a lot of work. You are seeing some movement with your efforts, but not as much as you want to be. I mean, look how frustrated this person is on this card. Here's all your goods, right? Here's everything that you have sent out to the world, and you're like, all right, yes, everybody should love this. Everybody should love me. Everybody should want a piece of what I'm bringing into the world. But it's being met with crickets, right? And you're about ready to say, forget it. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I've been working so hard. I have been fighting so hard. I have put my heart, soul, energy, effort, and everything into this to not be appreciated. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves what I'm doing. Nobody cares about what I'm doing. My friend, that's not true, okay? I know you're in a frustrated state. I know you are. But part of the reason why you're not getting the traction that you want is because if you're having an internal conflict with yourself, if you're constantly battling with yourself, you're not going to see the success. And you're going to sit here extremely frustrated and ready to throw in the towel. But the divine is telling me to tell you that you need to love yourself first. You need to love what you're doing first. If you just get in the habit of just creating all of this and just letting it go out into the universe, and you have no passion in it anymore, and you're just like, what's the point? You're just going through the motions. Well, then you've lost your magic. You've lost your touch. You've lost your why. So it's time for you, my friend, to go sit back. Stop creating for a minute. And when I say a minute, that could be a couple of hours, that could be a full day, that could be a couple weeks, that could be a month. Whatever it looks like for you, it's time for you to start creating again once you feel value in your products, once you feel value in your services. Or maybe it's time for you to look at how you're creating these products and services, and maybe it's time to make a tweak with that. Okay? I feel like you've already received a lot of information in regards to this particular situation, but you aren't wanting to listen to it. You aren't wanting to heed the message. I feel like you've had a lot of intuitive downloads. Maybe you're supposed to be a tarot reader. Maybe you're supposed to be a teacher. Maybe you are supposed to wield some other form of magic or divination, or in a completely different field. Maybe you're a natural healer. Maybe you're a natural crystal reader. Maybe you are into different types of spirituality. The divine is asking you to get out of this frustrated state and listen to what it is that you have received intuitive guidance on. And then not only sit with it, but bring it to reality. See if that creates a different outcome for you. See if that changes this narrative too. Because if it's dream, create, nothing happens, dream, create, nothing happens, it's a vicious cycle where you're fighting with yourself, and then you're turning swords on yourself because you're placing the blame on the different parts of yourself. Oh, I'm not creative enough. Oh, people don't value my products. Oh, I just don't have enough knowledge. My friend, that's not true, okay? What you're bringing into this world is your gift, is your talent, is your birthright. But maybe you just need to tweak it a little bit. Maybe you need to go down one other avenue that will eventually circle back to your original avenue. But trust your guidance, trust your intuition, trust what you have been given, because it's going to lead you in the right direction. The longer you fight yourself, the longer you sit in frustration, the longer it's going to take for you to see the fruits of your labor come to fruition. Okay? And that's why the Two of Swords comes forward here. Okay? The Two of Swords is almost like a winter, right? We've got to realize that the seeds that you have planted are germinating, right? They haven't sprouted yet. They're underneath this cold, snowy, desolate environment right now. But just because you can't see it doesn't mean that they're not growing. Doesn't mean that they're not going to thrive. When winter goes away and turns into spring, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I think you're going to start seeing the fruits of your labor. And you may not need to tweak anything. Maybe all you need to do is just sit back and relax and let your audience catch up with you. Let your audience, your customers, catch up with you. Because you have the passion, you have the desire, you've been creating, you have planted the seeds. But now you need to be patient enough to let the right people, places, and things unfold in your reality. I hear some of you saying, but Sarah, I have been doing this for so long. I've already gone through a spring season and it didn't produce what I was expecting it to produce. I've stayed in this stagnant winter sowing the seeds for too long. When is it going to be my turn? Well, my friend, that frustration right there is stemming from this argument right here. You need to change your perspective. Keep planting the seeds, keep sowing the seeds, keep walking in your truth, keep embracing your why, and remove time constraints. Because when you try to force the narrative, when you try to force it to come to fruition, that's when winter's going to stay longer. But this elephant is moving in forward movement and is blended with the feminine, which the feminine is all about growth, all about reflection, all about internal healing. Again, coming back to this card, you've got to start here. Until you do this work, You're not going to see the fruits of your labor grow the way that you're anticipating it to grow. That doesn't mean that you're a horrible entrepreneur. That doesn't mean that you don't have talent. That doesn't mean anything other than you're not being true to yourself. You're not walking in your true, authentic self right now. You're spending way too much time fighting yourself internally, which is slowing your progress, which is making you frustrated. You have all of this that you've created. I mean, it's beautiful. I can see it. It's beautiful. What you've created is beautiful, and it adds value to the world. But you fighting with yourself and you being in that frustrated state and then wanting to control the narrative as to when all the seeds are going to germinate and when you're going to have this plentiful harvest, that's what's holding you back, my friends. That's what's holding you back. And at the bottom of the deck, we have 21, which is the world, okay? And I'm sorry that I'm covering part of the card because there's nudity on this card. But as you can see, once you walk through this phase of healing that negative talk with yourself and that internal conflict and that state of frustration and allowing everything to germinate, you are going to have the world. The world will be bowing to you. You are going to be so popular. You're going to be so fruitful. You're going to be so abundant, my friend. But it starts with you. It starts with you healing yourself, trusting yourself, loving yourself, getting out of the frustration mode, and being patient. You're not too late. You're not too old. You're not too slow. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, exactly at the right time. And the world is truly, honestly, your oyster. This is a beautiful reading, my friends. Yes, it sounds very frustrating and defeating at first, but it's really not. It's just a call to action, a call to realize the areas that are causing a bottleneck in your life. You're capable of creating anything that you want and everything that you want. It's within your grasp. But you don't control the timeline. And the more you try to control the timeline and the more you get frustrated and the more you fight with yourself and the more you run in this circle of blaming yourself, the longer it's going to take for you to get to the final result, which is the world, which is the true abundance, which is the entire world at your fingertips. Everything that you want coming to fruition. Good health, good wealth, good relationships, good work environments. It's all there. Slow down and do the work. Slow down and stop pointing the finger so much on yourself and being so angry with yourself that you're stabbing yourself with these swords. Okay? And stop creating out of an air of frustration, because the air of frustration is going to resonate in what you're creating and it's going to push people away instead of bringing them in. So create with love, create with peace, create with your why in mind, with your end result in mind. Okay? I've heard it said multiple times, start at the end with the end result and work backwards to figure out how you get to your end result, your ideal end result. Maybe that is something that works for you. But my friends, shut out the noise, shut out the distractions, shut out the excuses, shut out the victimhood that you're having. Shut this down. Shut this down. This is not playing in your favor. This is what's holding you back. And allow the time, space, and grace for your harvest to come to fruition. Because again, the world is at your fingertips. Okay? I have a feeling an animal card needs to come forward for us today. I wasn't going to pull a spirit animal, but now that we're about ready to close the reading, we're going to go ahead and pull a spirit animal because I feel like some of you might need just a little bit more reassurance. So again, the deck that we're using is the Spirit Animal Oracle. Okay. So here's the deck. So let's see what animal is coming in to support you, okay? Oh, wow. We have 2 that have already come through. All right, what else? Is there anything else? Anybody else? And as I'm shuffling these cards, you guys, remember, if you want to schedule a personal reading, we do offer personal readings on a limited basis. They fill up fast. So make sure that you email us as soon as you can, and that information is in our bio, as well as the description below, okay? And so we have 3 cards now, 4 cards now, and let me see, is there any other cards that need to come forward for us? Yes. All right, so the animals have a lot to say today. Okay, let me see, just one more. I feel like there's one more card that really wants to come through for us here, but it's playing hard to get. I feel like that is not coincidental because I feel it aligns very much with the temperament of this reading. Yep. Okay. So we have 5 cards that have come forward from the spirit animals, all right? So the first one is number 15 and the cow, and it says, "The miracles are endless." Wow, look how beautiful and bright that card is. So the miracles are endless, my friends. So again, stop the negative narrative, embrace what you're bringing to the world, and remember your why, and start fresh. Because the number 46, Peacock Spirit, is coming in and saying, let it shine. Let what you're bringing into this world that's coming from your heart center, that's coming from your soul, let it shine. Because what you're bringing in, my friends, the world needs, okay? So let it shine. The number 59 is coming forward, and this is the Star Spirit. I love this. Open to infinite possibilities. What did I tell you? What did I tell you about the Earth or the World card, right? The world's at your fingertips. And every single one of these animal cards so far has reflected the same thing. Oh, and I'm sorry, I miscounted. We have 6 animal cards that have come through. So the Spirit is coming forward with the Sandpiper Spirit, number 51, and it says, be playful. So the divine and God, whoever your higher being is telling you to stop taking it so serious. It doesn't have to be all work and no play. What's that saying? All work and no play make Jack a dull boy? Isn't that from The Shining? So be playful, okay? Be playful. Have fun with what you're doing. Have fun with what you're creating. Because only you can create it. Only you can bring it into the world. And now we have the Owl Spirit, number 43, that says, you see clearly now. So I feel like this message has definitely resonated with some of you. And it's given you the opportunity to clear up the noise and clear up the self-negativity that you've been in this cycle of why you've been in this cycle. The owl is telling you, you see clearly now. Now it's up to you to take the action that you need. And number 37, last but not least, is the lion spirit. It says, be generous of spirit. So give back where you can, and that means to yourself as well. That doesn't just mean give everything out to the world and leave nothing for yourself. It means walk in gratitude. Walk with the generous spirit. Because my dear friends, the world is your oyster. If you follow this reading, and again, I really want to iterate, this reading is not a guarantee, okay? This reading is a guide for you, a guidance for you as to why you may be feeling stuck or trapped or frustrated or not able to bring forward what you bring forward, but you still have free agency, okay? This is just to help you along your way. But if you remember your why and tap into what it is that you want to bring into this world, you can bring anything into this world that you want to bring in. Just remember, the world is at your fingertips. I know it sounds cliche. I know that was something that when my kids were little, I used to tell them all the time when they were still in their teenage years and trying to figure out what they were going to do when they adulted, I kept telling them, you can be whatever you want to be. The choice is yours. Well, guess what? That doesn't just stop when you hit 18. Life is all about ebb and flow. You can change your life and go in a different direction, a different career, a different lifestyle, a different belief, whatever it is that resonates with you. As long as it's true with you, that's what matters. So, my friends, stop beating yourself up so much. You have so much wonderful opportunities coming your way. But not if you keep in this vicious cycle. Allow the world to unfold for you. Allow yourself to be true to yourself. Get out of the frustration. Heal yourself. Okay? All right, my friends. So I want to read these numbers one more time because I feel that they resonate with you. So we have the number 3, the number 5, the number 2, the number 21, the number 15, the number 46, the number 59, the number 51, the number 43, and the number 37. And I just heard very clearly that within 37 days of this reading, your life could be completely different than where you're sitting right here at the beginning of this reading, or I should say at the end of this reading. Okay. But the choice is yours. The choice is yours. And you have potential for such a beautiful, abundant life. The choice is yours, my friend. Okay? The choice is always yours. All right, my dears. Well, that is the end of the reading today. It is a beautiful reading. Grimly and I thank you so much for being here. We hope this resonated with you. If these cards spoke to you in a different way, or there's a different message that came forward for you, please comment that in the comments below, because we really love to hear those. And this is a community, so we learn off of each other's messages and perceptions as well. And as always, you guys, we really do appreciate you being here. We know that there's tons of other videos and other content creators that are out there. We thank you for being with us. Until next time, we love you. Many blessings.